Hey guys, so as I promised you, I'm going to be doing a look into my book, The House of Crystals. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I do have multiple books, so I'm going to sort of do a beginning video for each book that I'm fixing to introduce you to, where I'll introduce you to the characters, tell you a bit about the book, and then maybe read the prologue, because majority of my books have a prologue. I probably won't read too much into the story, maybe 5 chapters for each story, because I don't want to give away all of it, I guess. So, plus as the chapters get longer, it's not going to be as much fun sitting here watching me read. But today, we're going to go ahead and look at the characters, go in depth with some of the characters in the House of Crystals. Now, in the House of Crystals, each character, the characters are from places from all over the world, and each character has a certain set of powers, and also an element that is linked with their powers. So, let's get into it. First, we have the main character, Rose Chase. Now, Rose is a 17-year-old girl who lives in New York City. She's about 5'7" with long brown hair, and she likes to wear jeans and a t-shirt and usually jacket, usually black and white is kind of her theme. Her powers is she can do things with her mind, whether it's dream walking or telepathy, and as you get into the book, it explains a bit more about her powers, and her element is energy. Now, she's an orphan. Her parents died in a fire when she was young, so she doesn't exactly know who her family is. A lot of my characters actually don't really have families, I guess. But let's look into a bit about Rose Chase. Next is Kira Sweeney. Now, Kira is from County Kerry, Ireland. She is 17. She's about 5'5" with long, curly red hair. She has an uncle, but he's an alcoholic, and he's abusive. Her power is shape-shifting, and her element is earth. Next is a favorite of mine, and I believe most girls... Oh, wait, hang on real quick. Let me just show you Kira there. Very earthy. Anyway, next is a favorite of mine. I really like this character. Yeah, he's definitely the ladies' man. This is Gustav. Gustav is 17. He's about 5'9", and he's from Gothenburg, Sweden. Now, if I mispronounced that, I'm very sorry, but yeah. He's got brown eyes and dirty blonde hair, which is a little bit longer. Gives him kind of the bad boy rep. His powers have to do with flight things, and his element obviously is air. Now, he has no known family, but he is sort of blood brothers with my next character, Arnie. Now, Arnie is also my favorite. These two guys are the hottest guys in my book, I guess. They're kind of the main power guys. They're these big buff dudes with, you know, one's got the bad boy rep, but he's actually kind of, like, he looks like a bad boy, but he's actually really nice, and the other one looks like a bad boy, and he kind of is a bad boy. So, this is Arnie. Now, Arnie is 18. He's about 5'8", and he has hazel eyes and longish black hair that hangs in his eyes, and he always has like a 5 o'clock shadow. Now, he lives in Stavanger, Norway. This is actually where a lot of my story takes place. I have my characters travel to Norway, and that's kind of where the main base is. So yeah, the main base is sort of in Norway. I did spend a lot of time researching it, and I'm going to need to do a lot more before I actually get this book published. For example, originally I had the house sort of being in a wooded area, or a smallish town, and then I come to find out after researching Stavanger that it's surrounded by water and has rivers and things. Yeah. So I had to go back in and change a few things after that, realizing, you know. But yeah, Arnie is sort of a big brother to Max, or is the big brother to Max Larson. Now, Max was abducted, but I'll get more into him in a minute. He's also like an older brother to Gustav. Now, he sort of took Gustav under his wing, even though they are very close in age, so they did connect very easily, and they are best friends. Which, yes, my two hottest characters are from Sweden and Norway, and they are best friends. Anyway, his powers are time. He has the ability to control and meld time, and his element is darkness. And speaking of his brother, we have Max Larson. Now, Max is 16, he's 5'6", and he's also from Stavanger, Norway. He's got green eyes and short black hair. Now, he doesn't exactly have a power that I've decided on. Oh, wait, no. I did have that idea. His power is the opposite of Arnie. Now, while Arnie controls time, his brother controls fate. So, yeah, Max is sort of the, cutie, I guess, of the story. He doesn't actually come in until much later, because he was abducted as a young child and taken away for experimentation due to his powers. So, yeah. That's him. Like I said, I don't have too much on him because he does come in later in the story, and I don't want to give away too much, so. And we also have Lorenz. Now, this is Lorenz. Ooh, sorry, there we go. This is Lorenz. Lorenz is 19. He is the oldest, well, he's almost the oldest character in the entire story. He's about 6 foot, so yeah. I'm pretty sure he is the tallest character. Nope, not either. He's the second tallest character. He's got blue eyes, black hair, it's shorter, and he's always cleanly shaven. And he's from Berlin, Germany. Lorenz is sort of a background character, I guess, to begin with, but he will be getting more into it later on. And then we have Roger and Angeline Chast, brother and sister. Brother's 20 and 6'1". Angeline is 19 and 5'8", and they're both from Los Angeles, California. They're kind of the bad guys of the story, but not quite. I don't want to give it away, so I can't talk too much about them. And then finally, unfortunately I don't have any pictures because they were kind of a last minute addition. But I have my two Italian twins, who, their names are, sorry, had to double check. But their names are Marina and Matteo. And they come in also a little later in the story. They are rescued. And so I also don't want to give away too much of that. But Matteo is able to contract other people's powers. He can sort of download them, I guess. But he can only do it through physical contact. And he can only download one power at a time. And his sister, it's kind of a bit difficult for her. yeah, hers is a bit difficult to explain. But once I actually figure out how to explain it, I will add that into another video, considering this one's already getting a bit long. But yeah, that is the characters in the House of Crystals. I really quick want to read the prologue because it is only a page long. So yeah, let's get into it. The setting sun streams through a hole in the roof of an old, weather-worn shack. Mold covers the water-warped walls and broken boxes, and shattered glass is scattered around the floor. In the corner sits a figure, a black cloak covering its features. The figure is breathing shallow, shaking with each strangled breath. The door slammed, shaking the entire shack. A boy, no older than 20, was standing there, worry written all over his face. His hazel eyes searching the room. He sees the figure sitting in the corner, and he runs over. He yells something incoherent, and in comes a girl with fiery red hair, carrying a bow, and a taller boy with blonde hair carrying a spear. They stand there frozen. The girl begins to tear up. The boy with the hazel eyes is kneeling by the cloaked figure, and he removes its hood, revealing a girl with long brown hair. She looks up at him and gives him a weak smile. She says something that was very jumbled and unhearable. He leans back slightly, his head tilted a bit. She pulls her hand away from her stomach and shows it to him, and it's covered in red. The red-haired girl screams, and the boy with the blonde hair grabs her arm as she collapses and sobs. The blue-eyed boy leans in closer to the girl. He puts his hands on either side of her face, placing his forehead against hers. He says something in a different language, and then everything goes black. I know it switched between hazel eyes and blue eyes. I was actually having trouble figuring out that. So sorry about that. My dog decided to jump from the screen just as I was talking. Anyway, I was having trouble deciding the eye color for the main boy, so I was going back between hazel and blue, and so that's why it's kind of mixed up. But yeah, alright, that is the prologue to the House of Crystals and also its characters. Tune in next week for chapter 1, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Comment below your favorite character and what you thought of the prologue, and if you'd like to hear more. Alright guys, I will see you tomorrow with another Tips to Surviving High School. This is Snow Kate, signing off. Bye!